Hey book friends, how's everyone doing? I hope you're all well. I have one of my favorite authors' most recent book to bring to you today. I'm super excited. It's a standalone and everything that I've read of hers has been part of a series, so this is really exciting. The book we're going to talk about today is Don't Speak by Layne. I was so excited. I mean, I love the Red Door world. You guys know that, like, that's my favorite place to hang out. I love that world that she has created, but I was also really excited to get something completely different from her, a complete standalone. Funny thing is, we do get a little bit of Red Door mixed in there, which of course I love seeing. I love when authors connect their books in other series from each other in some way. Does that make sense? You know what I mean though. So we did get a little sprinkling of Red Door. I of course highlighted those passages. The thing that I love about Dyan's books is they're told in third person. Sometimes I think that works and sometimes it doesn't. Dyan, it works 100%. I never close one of her books thinking, oh, I wish I would have had like more from this character. I wish I would have understood this character more. I will of course include in the description box below my videos on the Red Door series, so you can check those out as well. Highly recommend. And then can we talk about the cover for Don't Speak? She just nails her covers. I adore them. There's something really provocative about them, I guess. I'm just gonna say it. There is something. There's just that extra je ne sais quoi, you know, about her covers, and she killed it with Don't Speak as well. Don't Speak is about Aiden and Molly. Okay, I have to confess right off the bat, I loved Aiden. There's something so special about how Dyan writes her male characters. I mean, let's be real, it's her female characters too. But there's something that her male characters just like wrap their arms around me when I'm reading them. And Aiden, and I don't think I told Dyan this, so this might be a little bit of a surprise to her. Aiden reminded me a lot of Jesse and also of Dylan. And, you know, I love Brendan, but there's something really beautiful. Oh, and I'm gonna get teary about Jesse and Dylan's hearts that kind of separate them from the pack in a different way. Brendan just affects me in a different kind of way than those guys do. But their hearts, all of her male characters' hearts are just glorious. And Aiden, I just loved him. I'm already starting the video like this. Jeez. The book starts out with a gorgeous quote, and I want to read it to you guys. She just nails that when she brings these little snippets in. The quote that she has in the beginning, what's it called? The epigraph? Yeah, epigraph. I didn't know what that was. I mean, it's obviously like a book term. I had to look it up. But in the epigraph, this is what she says. Some hearts understand each other even in silence. And it's a quote by Yasmin Mogahed. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name of that person, but is that not gorgeous? And it sets you up. We know the title is Don't Speak. And then I read this and I'm like, okay, let's go heart, get ready. Molly and Aiden are soulmates who meet when they are children, when their parents get married. It is out there if you read the blurb, but I really feel like, and I hope I don't make anybody angry, I really do feel like there's the taboo romance where it's just very taboo, and authors write the story that they want to tell, And sometimes that's a really beautiful story, love story, regardless of the taboo nature of it. That's where this book fits in. You know what? Sometimes you meet your soulmate in the most unlikely of circumstances. And to me, that was obviously Aiden and Molly. Molly is 5 or something, and Aiden's a couple years older. They instantly bond. We know that there's some tragedy surrounding Aiden's mother passing away and Aiden's father, you know, them being their own family. And then there's some tragedy in Molly's and her mom Michelle's lives, which made them both widowers, widow and widower, and then them meeting and getting married and blending their family. So both of them have had hardship already in their lives, and they meet each other like literally when Molly and her mom are moving in their house, and Aiden just adores her right from the start. I loved how Dyan wrote all that. He's a child who has experienced major trauma, and as the title of the book will tell you, he does not speak. I could not wait to see how Dyan was going to play that out. But yet he meets Molly, and Molly could care less. She's like, hi. And she's the sweet thing. And she doesn't care that he doesn't answer her when she asks him questions, that he doesn't speak to her. He answers her in other ways. He can communicate in other ways. The tragedy of that, of his life so far up until that point, was really sad, of course. But then here comes Molly, and it was so sweet, so freaking sweet. So this is from Molly's perspective. Molly didn't let it bother her. He probably shouldn't either, but it did. Maybe if he could speak again, people wouldn't look at him with pity, wouldn't see him as nothing but a tragedy. When they saw Aiden, it reminded them that their world wasn't really safe. Nightmares are real, and that made them uncomfortable. I mean, right? They're reminded of what happened. And then this is a little bit later on, and it's Aiden talking about Molly. She was his favorite sound. The bad man took his mother, so the universe gave him a little sister. They are immediately bonded, and they are inseparable. I loved reading them grow and get to be teenagers. But as Aiden's a little bit older, things start to get complicated, right? He finds himself with feelings, and because of the nature that he is a protector, which spoke to me immediately. He realizes the world is not going to be accepting of this. And there's no physicality in their relationship. I mean, sure, they are each other's person. So they spend all the time together. They're best friends, thick as thieves. And all of a sudden, things change for him. And he's going to do what he has to do to protect her from that. Aiden feels like he has to distance himself from her because he's a teenage boy and he loves her. And the book gets freaking angsty, you guys. And one part of me, I loved Aiden for it, and the other part of me was so sad because poor Molly, her best friend, is gone, you know, and replaced is a surly teenager. This is what Molly says. He must be happier without me. There had been a time when Aiden barely smiled, when Molly was the center of his universe and she revolved around his. It hurt so badly that it seemed as if she didn't matter at all now. He caught her gaze through the window. Turning away, she slammed the dishwasher closed and headed upstairs. As much as I loved him for it, my heart was so broken for Molly. I loved how Dyan wrote Molly during this time, as bad as that sounds. Molly was a teenage girl, and she gave us a teenage girl. And it really reminded me of that time when you're kind of coming into this new phase in your life, and your feelings are changing and your body's changing, and Molly's a beautiful girl and she starts getting attention and she doesn't want the attention, but yet her best friend is ignoring her, and the person that she leaned on the most is ignoring her, and she knows she loves him, and she realizes that she has these feelings for him, but he's not looking twice at her. It was a lot. Aiden loved her the most though, and he was going to do what was right for her, no matter what his heart said. There were times in here where I wasn't sure how far Dyan was going to take it. And I was like, okay, but at some point, Dyan, like, is this going to all be for beef or not, you know? I was like, okay, what are we doing? Intermixed with all of this angst and teenage everything, there's this theme that Dyan's books always have, and she weaves it so beautifully in every story, and that is acceptance. Aiden does not feel accepted by the world because he has his limitations in that he does not speak. So people look at him like a freak, people look at him like he's dumb, people look at him like he's a tragedy. He's a talented artist, he's smart, he has a tender heart, but he needs to go and like explore the world and like have something of himself without anybody else. And he goes and he gets a job as an apprentice in a tattoo shop, and I freaking love that about him. He didn't let the world that wanted to hold him back because of his not speaking. He was like, screw you world, I'm gonna find my way. So he goes and he gets a job as an apprentice and develops a friendship and finds this other family with these few other people. He explores his sexuality, he feels accepted with them, he becomes a man. And he's given the freedom within those relationships with those people to do that. So him going out and, you know, into the world kind of by himself and doing his own thing, I really liked. And I knew he needed to do that. He wanted to do that to become who he's going to be. So I really love that part. And to me, it's really special how Dyan writes that part of her books. The acceptance that you can find just organically being you with other people. It's really beautiful. Let's remember that they are step siblings. So there's this whole part of acceptance that's likely not going to happen for them. The acceptance that he got outside of his family, just as himself, as Aiden, with these friends that he makes and is working with in the tattoo shop, was really interesting on the flip side of not having acceptance with his relationship with the person that he loves the most. So that was like a double-edged sword. It was really beautiful and yet really hard. Dyan brings the freaking drama, like big time. I did not see it coming. So when it happened, I was like, WTF, what is going on here? Who is this person? Don't do that. It had me on the edge of my seat. And there were some moments where I was like, oh my God, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Because it was a standalone. I was like, is she gonna like do something that she can't take back? And I was coming off the heels of reading Where is Amber? And if you saw my video on that, you know how that affected me. And I was so happy to be able to go from Where is Amber to Dyan's book, because I felt like, oh my God, I'm safe here. I was like, okay, I can focus on something else, be in a place that I love, because I know that this is not going to break my heart as much as that is. And let me tell you, Dyan almost broke my heart. There's this part where Aiden is, and I don't want to give this part away, so I'll just say Aiden is desperate to be able to reach Molly. And she's not reachable. And I was like, isn't that the truth? It's like a really pivotal moment that he needs her to listen to him, and she can't hear him. And that whole part, the way Dyan writes it, it was really heavy. My heart was very worried. From Aiden's perspective, this is part of that part. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, words left unspoken, things left undone, opportunities that slip past. Those are the biggest regrets. Life isn't written in pencil, it's tattooed in ink. But there's no rewind button, no do-overs. But sometimes, with a little luck, there's another chance, right? Okay, and that made me feel like, okay, deep breaths, deep breaths. And I was like, yes, there can be another chance. Please let there be another chance. This book does end in a happy ending, thank God. A book friend of mine, hi Katie, said something one time that made me like giggle, and I am exactly this person. I am the 5-star fangirl. I am. And I am Dyan's 5-star fangirl. I just adore her stories so freaking much. Let me know if you have read Don't Speak by Layne or any of Dyan's other books. You know I always love to hear. While you're here, I would love for you to consider subscribing and come hang out with us regularly. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.